Welcome to EKO Atlantic City, Africa's most ambitious urban city. This city isn't just a city, rather it is a statement, a bold declaration that the future isn't coming, rather it is here. Now, hold up, let's clear the air. Is EKO Atlantic City a city for the billionaires with private jets, yachts, and gold-plated toothbrushes? Of course not. Have you been wondering, wait, wasn't all of this land reclaimed from the ocean? You are not wrong. Absolutely. EKO Atlantic City was literally reclaimed from the Atlantic City. But that is why we are here to clear the air on a lot of questions that has been rising in our DM. Come with me, guys. Let's go and see Mr. Muyiwa of the Ackland property. He's going to be helping us clear the air on few and various questions that has been rising in our DM. So, ladies and gentlemen, behold, the next person you'll be seeing on our screen right away is going to be Mr. Muyiwa. Okay, so today we are here at the EKO Atlantic City to clear the air on few questions that most of our clients has been asking in our DMs. And we have with us today an expert in EKO Atlantic City, Mr. Muyiwa. Welcome to the show, Mr. Muyiwa.
Thank you very much for having me around.
Yeah, so how has your day been, sir?
It's been good.
You.
Everything has been fine.
We have a lot of concerns about investors in real estate in EKO Atlantic City. So they have so many questions they have mapped out for us, and we decided to come over for you to help us, clear the air on few of these questions. Are you ready, sir?
Yes, I am.
Nice to have you here, sir.
Thank you.
So number one question here is, what exactly is EKO Atlantic City, and why is everyone talking about this city?
Okay, in my own words, I would say that EKO Atlantic City is the next residential and business hub for West Africa. It's more than just an expanse of land. It's a city that has been designed to put not just Lagos, Nigeria, but West Africa and Africa generally on the global map. We have seen cities come up across the world in many places. And the EKO Atlantic City is also patterned in such a way that it can be rated as part of the top 20 cities globally.
Oh, wow.
From the master plan to the layout, to the infrastructure, to everything within the city. It's a carefully planned city that every person would be proud of in the end.
Oh, wow. Nice to hear that, sir. You have heard from the horse's mouth. So let's move to the number 2 question for him. So people have been asking, is EKO Atlantic City just for the rich, or can regular people actually live there?
That's a very interesting and intriguing question. I think being rich can be relative. Some people have some good money, but they will tell you yet they are not very rich. So that's why I said it's actually relative. But I believe that the upwardly mobile person who earns decently, both here in Nigeria and also outside the shores of Nigeria, can actually have an investment either for personal purpose or for business purposes inside EKO Atlantic City. So it's not until you have all the billions in your account, once you're upwardly mobile, you should be able to afford something reasonable within the city.
Oh, nice. Thank you very much for that inciting update. So number 3 on our list is EKO Atlantic City built on water? How did they even create land from the ocean?
EKO Atlantic City is not built on water. The perception usually has been, it's on water and all that. It's not water, but it's a reclaimed land. If you recollect, that at a particular point in time, the Atlantic Ocean was going overboard beyond its bank. So then the Lagos state government, in partnership with the operators of the EKO ATLANTIC CITY, had to come into synergy because there has to be a way to stop the water from overflowing its bank. Because at then, it was already reaching the road on Amadu Bello, and it was eating towards getting gradually towards Bar Beach Towers. And if it's not controlled, it might become very hazardous to the entire environment. So the Lagos state government had to partner with the operators of the city, that's South Energies, to ensure that there is an embankment that was put in place, which we call the Great Wall of Lagos. It's about 9.6 kilometers, if I'm very correct and accurate, to ensure that the Atlantic Ocean is put at bay. So now, once the Atlantic Ocean has been put in place to ensure that it doesn't go overboard any longer, what do you have? You have the land to be reclaimed. And the reclaimed land is what has now turned into EKO ATLANTIC CITY. So it's not that the city is built on water, but it is land that was reclaimed from the Atlantic Ocean.
Interesting. Quite interesting. So another question we have here, sir, I hope we're not boring you so much. Okay, so another question we have here today is, what makes EKO ATLANTIC CITY different from other parts of Lagos?
Wow, not just Lagos, but I think you can even rate across West Africa and maybe Africa in general. EKO ATLANTIC CITY is very different. If you look at the I don't know if you've seen the master plan of this city. If you get the opportunity to see the master plan of EKO ATLANTIC CITY, you would marvel. From the road layout, to the drainage network, to the fiber optics network, to security network, to everything is world class. And you don't get that everywhere across the world. And that's why I said it is very different from what you see around either Lagos or West Africa in general. If you look at the width in terms of the size of each road in this city, you would marvel. It's totally different. Security in this space is top notch. Movement around there, you just see the finesse. You will see the finesse. Everything is in order when it comes to EKO ATLANTIC CITY. I don't think there is any city in the world in terms of planning and execution that beats EKO ATLANTIC CITY. It's a very beautiful city.
I sincerely need to give a round of applause to this.
To live in.
Honestly, this is
what's applauded.
Beautiful.
It's a very beautiful city.
Beautiful. Wow.
It's a very beautiful city.
So we have another question on our list.
Please, go ahead.
Number 5, sorry, we have, is EKO ATLANTIC CITY safe, especially with climate change and rising sea level?
Well, first of all, let me say that Nigeria is not even prone to, what's it called now? Environmental hazards. We don't have such in this country. And on the part of the ocean, as I mentioned earlier, the ocean going overboard has been curtailed with the Great Wall of Lagos. So you don't have the water overflowing its bank. If you are opportune to see the engineering of the Great Wall of Lagos, oh my God, the acropods alone that have been embedded into the ground to ensure the safety of life and properties inside this city, they are massive. And imagine that magnitude extending down to about 9.6 kilometers to ensure that both property and lives inside the city are secured. So you can be assured that in terms of environmental hazard, there is no cause for alarm. Everything that needs to be taken care of to ensure the safety of everyone has been well attended to. So for every high rise you see in here, or villas, or different spaces that you see around here, a lot of things have been put into consideration to ensure that everybody is safe at every point in time, because the investment that has been put into this place alone has to be safeguarded. Nothing can go wrong inside this city. And that gives us a lot of confidence too.
Oh,
Because I am always inside this city.
I can see.
And coming here every day,
Yes.
happy and excited.
Yes.
Then should be assured that there is a lot that I've also considered that gives us that kind of rest that we get on a daily basis. So anybody coming in here, either as a developer to build in here, or somebody coming here to buy as an investor, or coming to stay either for a short period or even as your permanent residence, you can be assured of the highest level of safety within the city.
This is very interesting. It's getting more interesting than I thought. So we have another question, sir. What kind of businesses and attractions are already operating in EKO Atlantic City? Are there any?
It's still a developing city.
Yes.
No doubt about that. A lot of work is in progress. And at the same time, a lot of commerce is also coming into this space already.
Like we saw the first bank.
Excellent.
Yes.
The whole country was at a standstill because all the top dignitaries in Nigeria were here present just a few days ago to celebrate First Bank of Nigeria on the groundbreaking ceremony. They're actually building the tallest building, a 40-story building in West Africa.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And that tells a lot about
this city.
What this city is going to accommodate in the end. And you can imagine what the volume of investment that just one single corporation is bringing into the city. And now try to imagine the volume of investment across board coming into this space. So it's massive, very, very massive. And that gives a credence to the volume of work that has been put into this city already to ensure that every investment is safe in this place. So we're going to be having diverse investments in the city, from the educational to commercial, residential, and a whole lot. Medical, what's it called now? In terms of, medical hospitals and the likes.
Okay.
Because we have a large expanse here, and people have to be able to take care of themselves, their health and all that too, at every point in time. And in case of emergencies too, you can be sure that there are emergency response units within the city to attend to every person in this space.
This is getting exciting. Very exciting. So the next on our list is, can tourists visit EKO Atlantic City, or is it strictly for residents and businesses?
Okay, it's a mix of all.
Okay.
It's a mix. We're going to be having the residences. We're going to be having, because it's a big city.
Yes.
See, the Atlantic Ocean alone is a tourist attraction.
Yes.
So we're going to be having people around here who will also be visiting, seeing the beauty of the city, seeing the Atlantic Ocean. There's still a whole lot of things that we're going to get to see in this city. And that's why I said it's a mix of everything. You're going to be having the residences. We're going to be having the non-residents who would come in daily and also exit the city. Some will probably just come in here for business, do their business, and they will be going out. You know, the city is already planned for about 250,000 residents.
So ahead.
And they would also be accommodating another about 150,000 visitors on a daily basis.
Okay.
So it's a mix of, it's a blend of everything. We're going to be having it all. But one thing is certain, everybody coming into this city, either to reside fully or to come in and live at a particular point in time, you're going to enjoy nature at its best.
Wow.
Yeah, because the Atlantic Ocean here is nature at its finest. And you're going to be enjoying that. And also for those who are also coming into businesses, there's going to be a blend of networking around here. Because we have top companies, top organizations coming into this city to also do businesses. We're going to be having top investors all across Africa, all across the world, coming into this city to also do business. So it's a blend of all together.
Oh, nice to hear all of this, sir. Nice to hear all of this. So like you mentioned already, you said there's going to be schools, hospitals, and other essential services, right, in this city. Now my question is, are there visible hospitals, schools? Are they in practice now? Have they really come into the city yet?
Okay, for the medical centers is still work in progress. It's expected in the end, because the truth is you can't have a large city like this without medical centers to take care of people. So that is expected as time goes by. But for the educational institutions, there's already a school that is being built in the city. That's the Rugby International School. It's already in the city, and we hope that in a short while from now, it will be fully functional. So other educational institutions and medical institutions too will be coming up as time goes by.
Wow. Nice to hear that, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And we have another thing on our list. I'm so sorry to bombard you with a lot of questions, sir. So please, we have to clear the air.
I understand.
Because we have a lot of people who would want to invest in EKO Atlantic City.
Absolutely.
So we want you to also help us talk to them, so that they can be convinced that this city is actually not what they are thinking of. Let's not bore you and our dear Mr. Muyiwa of the Ackland Properties. We don't want to bore him so much with so many questions. Let's just give him a minute or two to refresh and get back to us. Stay tuned, guys, while I show you around the city. Come with me. Let's go.
Okay, she actually given a beautiful summary, but in my own definition, EKO Atlantic City is not just a city, but a city for the few. Not the extremely rich few, but the few who have a clear definition of smart, decent, built to standard, built to specification, a place that will stand a test of time, and in summary, a divine signature that brings happiness. Stay tuned as we tell you more. I'll see you on the other side.
So the next on our question list is, how environmental friendly is EKO Atlantic City? I think you've answered this before, but let's just have a touch on it. Yes.
EKO Atlantic City is very, very environmental friendly. It's a green environment.
Yes.
And you can see it from the landscape. Every aspect of this city is fully landscaped. Because we need our trees, our beautiful flowers to also make it very friendly. It can't just be all high-rise apartments and building all in the places. We need the trees and the flowers. So in terms of being eco-friendly, it is very, very eco-friendly. And beyond the trees, our water here is being treated. Water is being treated to ensure that we have clean water across board. You don't get to see smoke unnecessarily around here because there are a lot of measures that are being put in place to ensure that people's health are being catered to also. And if you look at if you take a tour to the side of the Atlantic, you will see the Atlantic from our Great Wall of Lagos. It's very clean. There is clean air inside the EKO Atlantic City. The water is very clean. Everything is in order. Just to ensure, because we are having top elites.
Yes.
And most importantly, human beings living and coming inside this place.
Yes.
And if there's anything we pay attention to, every life matters.
Yes.
Everybody is first a human being. So we want to ensure that every human being that comes into this city have the best in terms of eco-friendliness and all that at every point in time.
Oh, nice to hear that, sir. Thank you so much. We have another question here, sir. You know, so many people have been talking. They said EKO Atlantic City is being owned by an individual. Okay, let me just spell it out. They said that EKO Atlantic City is owned by our dear president. Is this true, sir?
That's, as far as I know, that's absolutely correct.
Okay.
EKO Atlantic City is a PPP. It's a private-public partnership between Lagos State government and South Energetics. And that's why you see that the Lagos State government is highly involved in this space to ensure that everything is done according to details. Yeah, because in this kind of city where we are building majorly high-rise apartments, you can't afford to get it wrong. And interestingly, the operators of the city also, South Energetics, are doing an excellent job in ensuring that every developer in this city go by every detail. They check you through and through at every point in time to ensure that no detail is missing. Because like I said earlier, you cannot get it wrong in this type of place. So both the government and the private operators are synergizing to ensure that this city is properly handled at every point in time.
Wow, this is quite interesting, sir. Honestly, EKO Atlantic City has a lot for everybody.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's the place to be, really. In another 5-10 years from now, you will be glad if you have a property inside this place, because when you look at the business angle to it, it's top notch. It's very, very top notch. And if you have to also look at it from the angle of residence, maybe you just want to have your quiet space and all that, you talk of EKO Atlantic City, because they control the environment. You don't just, it's not a place that you just gain access into. You don't just gain access into this city. It's a very controlled environment, and the spaces, all the spaces in here are properly monitored. There are ground security officials who move around freely. There is technology also being used to monitor every space inside this city, because no one wants any unfriendly act to happen to any human being here or to any property also. So the space in here is properly monitored. And in terms of the Atlantic, it's also properly monitored by the federal government of this country to ensure that there's no intrusion of any kind inward the city from the Atlantic Ocean. So in terms of safety and well-being, both for the adults and the children, EKO Atlantic City is actually the place to be.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. Now, somebody was asking, he said, how can someone invest in EKO Atlantic City? Is it only for the big companies? So, I mean, that question was very funny after all, but yeah, of course, it's a question, so we have to, touch that too.
So, in terms of investment in the city, there are great organizations here, like Atlant Properties.
Yes.
Atlant has made it very seamless and easy for investors to have the opportunity of having their investment inside this city. And Atlant has been able to break it down in such a way that if you have to buy a unit of apartment inside here, either a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom or a 4-bedroom maisonette, you can buy with ease. And when I say with ease, I mean you can buy in such a way that there is room for flexible payments. In some instances, you have maybe more than 14 months. In some instances, up to a year. In some instances, up to 12 months. In some spaces, about 24 months. In some spaces, about 30 months. So, Atlant has been able to help you demystify, break it down into bits. So, at your convenience, you can pay with ease, either on a monthly basis or quarterly basis. So that makes it very easy. All you just need to do is to look at you plan your finances around your inflow. And before you realize, in about 2 years or thereabout,
Yeah.
you become a owner
Of course.
of an apartment
That's
inside
true.
this city.
Very
also.
interesting. Very,
So
very
you don't have to
interesting.
go cough out $1 billion or $5 billion or $10 billion. It's not even up to that really. But Atlant, for instance, as a company, has made it very easy
Yes.
for clients and investors alike to buy with ease.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard from the horse's mouth. Do you have more questions to ask him? Please feel free to drop those comments on our comment section. So, lastly on our list, sir,
Yes, please.
somebody was asking, how is transportation within this city? Are there public transport options?
Okay.
You know, because Eko Atlantic City is a very massive community. So, what are the plans of transportation in this city?
Okay, so for transportation, first, let's remove that public,
Okay.
that use of word, because the moment an average Nigerian, for instance,
Yes.
hears public
Yes.
transportation, you know what comes to mind now? Our downfall,
Yes.
our koropi and all that, but obviously
Yes.
not that, or not those kind of means of transportation
Okay.
within the city. Considering that Eko Atlantic, it's a reasonably large expanse
Yes.
of land that makes the city up. We believe that as time goes by, there will be room for an in-house
Shuttle.
in-house, maybe shuttle,
Yes.
or in-house transportation, because maybe not everybody comes there with their personal cars at every point in time. Probably the larger percentage actually have their personal cars to move them around, which makes it easier. But for people who probably might not have their personal cars per time, there will obviously be room for just like we say to Nigeria, maybe like an estate shuttle kind
Yes.
of, but something in that manner
Yes.
should
Yes.
be a place for commuters to move around, maybe just for a short ride quickly from a
gate.
region here to another region.
Yes.
Because we have different regions
Yes.
within the city. So if I probably just need to take a quick ride from maybe the Ocean View district to
Yes.
the downtown region or to the marinas, I
Yes.
could just get a quick shuttle within the city to take me from the Ocean View district to
Yes.
the marinas very quick, maybe just about a minute or two. So I might not necessarily have to drive my own car at that moment.
Yes.
Just a quick ride to and
Yes.
fro.
Yes.
And I am back at my space to continue with my work.
Thank you so much, Mr. Muyiwa.
My pleasure.
Your answers were so clear, and I hope that the viewers have understood why it is important for them to key into Eko Atlantic City right now. Like he talked about, he said something that you can actually own a property here with ease. I mean, Atlant properties are here. We have a lot of constructions going on in Eko Atlantic City. We have one just directly beside the American consulate office. American consulate. So what are you waiting for? Reach out to the numbers you see immediately. Let's bring you into Eko Atlantic City. Don't forget, Eko Atlantic City is the #1 on the list in Africa. So we're waiting for you. Call us for more inquiries and viewing of this beautiful city. We have a lot of properties here for you. See you on my next video. Bye.